The fishing town of Tanman is one of the most beautiful in Chonghai. Genglubu, a record of historic sailing routes, represents the wisdom of generations of local people.
那有大概多少年的历史？
这个历史都是几百年的历史了。
Join me as I take a boat trip, take in the fishing vibes, and discover Hainan's rich fishing culture. Tanman is located on the east coast of Hainan within the city of Chonghai. It has been famed for its fishing for many hundreds of years.
The small town of Tanman has a 1,000-year history. Everything about the town oozes fishing and the ocean. Strolling through the old town, the most striking features are sea-related. Passers-by will notice all manner of fishing-themed items hung on the walls of the homes of the fisherfolk. Oars and seashells, all of which poignantly encapsulate the town's rich fishing traditions.
Tanman makes full use of the surrounding marine resources and its deep water fisheries. Tanman's fishermen have been sailing the deep waters since time immemorial, providing the basis of its vibrant ocean culture.
Over 1,000 years ago, fishermen began to make their homes here. From the first settlers to the building of permanent onshore communities, a fishing village gradually took shape. With each generation leaving its own mark on the place, it has now turned into the bustling port we see today, harbouring thousands of boats.
The port of Tanman is the closest port connecting Hainan to the Spratly Islands.
Behind me is the port of Tanman. As you can see, it is almost overflowing with fishing boats. The fishing moratorium having recently been lifted, the port is now a bustle with fishing vessels coming and going. In fact, as long ago as the Song dynasty, the people of Tanman have been venturing out into the South China Sea to trawl its depths.
People in Tanman have made their livings in, on, and from the sea for eons. After years of sailing the seas, every generation of Tanman's fishermen is in possession of a genglubu, or maritime route finder, passed down from their ancestors.
我都是一辈子是在海上生活，就是爽海。
多少年了？
现在大概有45年左右了。
45年。
对，就是当一辈子的渔民啊，就在南海爽海。
哇，那很辛苦的。哎，以前我了解过这个叫耕路部哈，但是为什么要起这3个字作为它的名字耕路部呢？
耕就是说距离，就是一根船是等于我们现在说10海里，路就是航向。往哪条路走，往那个方向走，路步就是一本那个小册子，就是一小本书。
那就是等于可以这么理解嘛，就是把这个距离和这个方向写成一个小本子。
对呀。
Septuagenarian Lu Jiabing sailed the South China Sea for over 40 years with the help of his family's maritime records.
咱们这个耕路部应该是很有历史吧？
对对，很有历史的，
它
是古老的。
对，
一本对。
好老。
你看，这是耕路部。
小心小心，那有大概多少年的历史？
这个历史都是几百年的历史了。我的老祖宗家一代传下来，
好几百年了。
对对对对。
Genglubu is actually a sailing navigation manual that records routes travelled by fishermen from the port of Tanman to the Paracel and Spratly Islands. They are written materials similar to today's navigational guides or charts.
你写字写下来不是很费劲的，你们为什么不干脆画个图呢？
开始也是一个湖，比如说从这个岛到那个礁是怎么样走，上面都写得很清清楚楚了，往哪一个方向走。比如说，那个黄山马15-2，用什么？用显顺，哪里用显顺呢？就是哪一个罗盘，这个是罗盘。
罗盘，哎，这是个指南针吧？
这指南针就是罗盘呢，我们就是24个字里面。
哦，那为什么24呢？这都代表什么？
他就用这个2个字乾顺，他这个是乾顺，是2根东南侧，这个是乾顺，所以船口船尾一定要对着乾顺，往那个方向走。
哦。
Genglubu is a navigation aid made by the fisherfolk's forebears and written in Hainan dialect. The names of the islands and reefs are what fishermen would call them colloquially, meaning that only fishermen from Tanman are able to read these guides.
比如说南沙的太平岛，我们这个根路上你找不到，
那叫什么？
那叫做黄山马，这个是叫黄山马。
哦，黄山马，我看到的也是繁体字。
为什么叫黄山马？我们的老祖宗为了一个好的记忆，不容易忘掉， 所以它是根据它这个岛绿是什么样的形状，看到这个像一匹山马一样，所以
那就
叫做
起这么一个名字。
对对对，
啊，这是第一印象是什么？
对对对对，
第一印象什么？它叫什么？
啊，对对对，就会好的记忆传到下一代来，一代一代传下来。
Each fisher family is used to working in different locations and sailing different routes. Therefore, the content of each family's gunglubu differs. But as long as you follow the gunglubu, you will know the location of your fishing boat, its speed, and its direction.
Well, it's amazing to see these ancient maritime navigational records and the detail with which their sea voyages were noted. Although we all welcome the advancement of science and technology, it is still a little bit of a pity that these old methods of sea navigation are slowly falling by the wayside and now can only really be found in a museum. But they do demonstrate the acumen, the shrewdness, the creativity and intelligence of Mr. Lu's ancestors, so a big thumbs up to them.
Nowadays, the gunglubu has been replaced by advanced satellite navigation systems, but the pioneering spirit which gunglubu embodies is still present among Tanman's fishermen today.
我孩子现在也有从事那个出海作业，但是他现在就不用这个了。后一代我的后一代他就不用，还有卫星导航，
那是
有高科技发达了。对对，就用那个卫星导航。
那是，
对，
科技发达了哈。
对对，
但他们还从事这个行业哈。
对对对对对，我们先在海边，长在海边，就是靠着大海。对，那个养家糊。
好，一家的传统就
对，这些老船红的，老祖宗传下来老船红，挺好的，出海打鱼。
Tanman Port is the largest port on Hainan Island, serving as a haven to many deep-water fishing boats. Since I am here, I cannot pass by the opportunity to board one and have a look around.
欢迎你参观我们的渔船。
哦，谢谢。
慢点啊。哎呀，
哇！
这个甲板是我们工作的地方，就是捕鱼，那个网就插在上面。
为什么有这么多的小门那种感觉？
啊，这个是箱放鱼的，船箱、鱼箱。
哦，就是捕好了之后就丢在这里，
放在鱼箱里。
那能放多久呢？
放2个月都没问题。哇，对。
哦，这是水池嘛？
啊，这个是水箱也有，冰箱也有。
那主要生活的地方就在后面是吧？
去后面看生活的地方。
好，我们去参观一下。来，好，
好。
Behind the fish hold, there is a 2-story cabin where the fishermen live and work during their voyage.
这里是睡夫，这是工人员工睡的地方。
就睡觉在这？
睡觉的。
哇，好小啊！
一个人睡一个地方。
那一般来说，你们多少个人会出海？
一般我们是29个人出海。
哇，那么多
，29。对。
我能不能谈一下？感受一下。OK， 1, 2, 3。
哇！
哦，Hi everyone. Oh, there you are. Wow, this is incredibly small. I don't know how long they're at sea. I guess it's several weeks at a time. And every night they have to spend it in this, toing and throwing, tossing and turning, pitching and yawling or whatever the word is. Oh, good grip. On this, well, it's actually quite spacious. It's quite wide, but you can't even really sit up straight in it. 好，那我下来了。嘿 ，OK。那后面那里是什么？
后面是厨房。
Each journey takes nearly 1 month, and during this time, the fishermen eat and sleep in this tiny cabin. Although it is compact, it is fully equipped.
哦，有点矮啊，这里。
对，是你太高了。
没有。哎，这里是厨房是吧？
对，这里是厨房。
看这里的灶啊，
这里桌子是吃饭的地方，是火锅。
可以吃火锅，那这个待遇不错啊。哎，但是我想29个人的话，同时做吃饭应该是有点窄。
我们是轮着吃。
你看这个厨房还是挺大的哈，而且我发现还有卫生间。那楼上是啥？
楼上是驾驶台，开船的地方啊。因为我们去参观一下。
好啊，Let's go， 我去开船了。
The bridge is the captain's main working area. However, it may come as a surprise to learn that a ship's captain no longer needs to operate the boat by himself.
船长也是驾驶员，不过船长主要是持着航线给那个船员开。
明白。
不过那个船是自动开的。
他自己开。
自己开的，有一个人看就可以了。观望啊，那个外面的船啊有什么障物，晚上也一直跑的，不休息的。
Due to insufficient natural fishing grounds and a lack of rich inland sea resources, Tanman's fishermen have to brave it in faraway seas.
您从事这个捕鱼这个行业有多久了？
已经有27年了。韩缅人是祖辈辈是属沿海作业，父亲啊、爷爷他们都熟悉那么远了，我们也是跟着熟悉那么远了，都熟悉南沙、西沙那边作业，那边的海产品啊，那个渔获比较多，也丰富。
祝你们出海平安。
谢谢。
The catch from each fishing trip is sent to market as soon as possible, which is why Tanman's seafood market is brimming with delicious and reasonably priced seafood.
Well, you can't come to Tanman without trying out the local seafood, which is why today I shall be taking you to Tanman's seafood market to see what delights are to be found. Wow. Well, at first glance, I can see there are lots of weird and wonderful things here, some of which look a bit scary. 这是什么鱼啊？请问一下。青衣，我怎么没见过这个鱼？ Wow, this beautiful multicolored tropical fish here is for sale. Apparently, it's also very tasty and very tender. I'll have a think about that. I might come back. 谢谢，我考虑一下。Some of these things, wow, he's poking his tongue out. Well, all kinds of shellfish, crayfish, crabs, eels, by the looks of things. Anything you can imagine, it's here. Wow, denizens of the deep. But, oh, and a couple of scary looking things that looked as though they'd come out of one of my nightmares. Wow.
The sheer range of seafood here makes my head spin, being as it is more like an aquarium than a market.
哎，这个我在几押金
20块钱一斤，
单斤低价。
最低75。
Hey, oh, look at this. This seafood, as you can see, is at its freshest. It's still alive. Whoa, 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 bit of character, this one. It's just been brought in this morning from the surrounding seas, and it's reasonably priced, so I think 2 crabs to go, please. 来，打包。
In former times, villagers made their living by deep-sea fishing. Nowadays, these time-worn fishing villages are starting to take on new forms.
In recent years, Tanman has been encouraging its fishermen to sail larger boats to faraway seas in search of larger catches of larger varieties of fish. At the same time, the town has been actively promoting the development of its fishing tourism sector as a way of diversifying its sources of income.
欢迎来到我们的民宿。我们的民宿的话是海南省首批金宿之一。
哇，那很厉害啊！我看你们这个门口就挂了个金牌啊，这个金牌不错哈。
金牌。
但那个名字很奇怪，无所归止哈，那是什么意思呢？
无所归止的话，它是一本书的名字，含义是无家可归的意思。但是我们在中间加了一个顶的话，它整个含义就不一样了。它不光是一栋建筑，它是一种让客人来到这边可以体验到 心灵的一种升华状态的一种不一样的感受，
那挺好的。
那我们就到里面参观一下。
好啊，
好，走呗。
Usogweizhi Guest House is located in Tanman's Shiwan village. Its plain piscatorial peculiarities reflect the long history of this traditional trolling town.
我们楼上楼下的话，总共12间房间。然后我们这个院子的话，这边是厨房，这边是那个茶室。我们整个结合了当地的一些文化特色在里面，具备了一些当地的特色。
前面这里应该是餐厅吧？我看摆了很多桌子，
一个船的造型，
哇，也很有创意的。
对，
哇，很漂亮啊。
Wu Shuxian was born into a typical fisherman's family. However, he did not take up fishing like his forefathers. He saw new opportunities in Hainan's growing tourism sector.
我也不会离开这片海，我是换一种方式继承父辈的一些东西吧，就在我们在岸上做一些实事，去发展，去传播南海文化这一块。
就像咱们这个船呢，哈，
对，
那个民宿
船呀，对，像我们合作社那边啊，
是啊，
还有我们潜水捕捞体验基地那边呀，一会儿的话我带您去看一下我们那边，好吧？
好啊，挺好的。那现在跟着这个社会的发展，有更多的机会哈。
对，
这不一定说当渔民的。
对，不一定是当渔民才可以传播南海文化这一块。它其实岸上的话，它有很多种方式去做这个事。
虽然你不当渔民的，但您还是这个南海文化的传承人。
也可以这么说，也可以这么说。
Through the ages, Tanman's fishermen have risked their lives going to sea not only out of respect for their trawling traditions, but more importantly to provide for their families. Unlike for their antecedents, there is today a wealth of possibilities for young people.
As you can see, I've changed into my full swimming gear, and that is because I'm about to head out to sea. Tanman's fishermen have an interesting little quirk. Their traditional method of fishing is by snorkeling. So today, I'm going to have a go at snorkel fishing myself.
In order to provide options for visitors, Wu Shuxian and his friends have contracted a diving area and introduced a special snorkel fishing activity in its nearby shallow waters.
这个游艇是你自己的吗？
这艘游艇的话是我们合作社的，我们目前的话有2艘这样的游艇。
那怎么定啊？有预约吗？
有预约，网上预约呀，或者是直接开车到航到我们基地这边都可以。
那有什么可以体验的项目呢？
有那个游艇观光、游艇垂钓，还有那个潜水捕捞。
The first step to be able to dive for fish is to learn how to snorkel. For this, you need 3 things: a diving mask, a snorkel, and flippers. Then you need to float on the surface of the water.
So, never done this before, wish me good luck.
Go!
Due to the rains over the past few days, the underwater visibility is not good, so I end up having to rely on my instincts. Thanks to this method of fishing, most Tanman folk are quite au fait with diving.
刚才在船上不是说我小时候可以憋气挺厉害的啊？那你说你没有记过时嘛？
对。
那我们要不要现在就比赛一下？
来比一个呗。
哎，比下时。哎，那谁计时呢？船长同志，你该帮我们计时哈。1, 2, 3, go！ 开始。差不多，
你赢了，你赢了，赢了，赢了！
怎么已经站起来了？难道是我赢了吗？啊呀，那可以啊。那我得了什么奖励呢？
今天晚上我请你吃烧烤。啊，太好了。
Although weather conditions are not ideal, we still managed to bring in a small catch.
嘿嘿，哎，不少啊，
不少。
Nice， 那可以啊。怎么起的？哇！ Oh, thank you. Yes. Well, in a very short time, I managed to get my dirty mitts on, I don't know, about 30 of these special shellfish, excuse me. I don't know what kind they are, but apparently they're great on a barbecue. So I shall be enjoying these a little bit later on. I hope you'll join me.
The life of a fisherman may not hold the appeal it once did for Tanman's younger residents. That is why youngsters like Wu Shuxian are setting new trends that keep Tanman moving with the times.
Now, the place where we set off from to go out to sea apparently has loads of different amenities, so I'm now going to use this time to have a little look round. Won't you come with me?
The snorkeling base was only officially opened in May. Since then, however, it has attracted throngs of local residents and visitors alike and has become a must-see spot popular among netizens.
Well, after a hard day of collecting shellfish from the sea bottom, you can come back here and relax in one of these cozy little tents for the night, because it turns out that the place that offers the snorkeling activity doubles as a campsite.
Just like the Guizhi guest house, the snorkeling base belongs to the Guizhi Fishermen's Cooperative, which was formed by 20 of Tanman's fishermen as a rural, cultural and tourism development institute. It represents Tanman's ongoing transition from conventional fishing to leisure fishing.
来，烟烧烤来喽！
哎，我来了，辛苦辛苦辛苦。
没事，来坐呗。
谢谢。
试一下我们这边的。怎么样？
很好，
还可以吧？
很不错，很不错。主要是这个感觉非常的好。后面有篝火，这些灯亮的真的太漂亮了。这个烧烤真的这感觉不一样。对呀。
面朝大海，春暖花开。
就是。 这感觉真不一样啊。
对，
那来到这里的游客应该不少哈。
周末的时候人比较多，
嗯，
家长带着小孩啊，或者是一些情侣啊过来这边就拍照、喝茶、烧烤都有。
挺好。
对，
那你们未来有没有什么发展的计划或者怎样？
我们现在也正在规划。
In the same way as Wushuxian, many young people in Tanman are going through their own transformation into leisure fishing and increasingly make their livings in, on, and from the sea in new and inventive ways.
我们合作社的话，现在目前来说有20几个股东在里面，就大家一起做这个东西。像我们现在镇政府这边也是大力支持移民转型嘛，我们也是借着这个政府的支持去做这个东西，像我们很多合作社的社员啊，都是当时的一些渔民，然后大家也是跟着政府政策这一块来搞这个东西。做这个东西的话，一个是改变了我们收入的一个方式，一个是带动了村子里的一些那个村民的就业问题，而且也同时带动了整个潭门镇的一个人流量吧。
那很好的一个模式，是公营的那种。
对，公营的一个模式。
太棒了，来给你点赞。
Tanman's way of life is undergoing profound changes. However, the deep affection for the South China Sea among Tanman's people has stayed the same and will remain thus in the future, albeit manifesting itself in new ways. This fishing port with over 1,000 years of history is radiating new vitality and vigor and is waiting to impress you.
这里是海南卫视。